Okay, well, hi everybody. Now we're going to start week 4. Okay, so week 4 we got a few things. The first thing is we have our midterm exam in there, and it's set up just like the quizzes are, except there's 50 questions and you have 90 minutes to finish. And remember, once you start, it's a running clock, so you got 90 minutes to get that done. Okay, so that's in there this week. So you have that instead of the quiz. Our topic this week is the media and the presidency. And in our discussion post, I ask you to look at what the role of the media is, okay, and then the effect that the media has on the ability of the president to make policy. And when you keep in mind our policy ideas, remember there's majoritarian politics, entrepreneurial politics, those sorts of things play into it. But, you know, coming off this election that we just had, it's interesting to look back and go, what is the role of the media when it comes to politics in general, let alone the presidential, side of things? Because we came off elections last week. Now we're doing the role of the media this week with the presidency. And so the issue is now that we have a president at this point in time after the election, then the issue becomes, okay, what is going to be the role of the media and what this president can and cannot do? Okay, when you think of the role of the media, the role of media as a watchdog, as a gatekeeper, different things that the text will tell you about as we read about. You want to think about that. What exactly is the obligation of the media when it comes to informing people and things to that nature? And then again, when it comes to the president, what role do they play in what the president can and cannot do as far as creating policy and making policy? Okay, so go ahead and look through those things this week as you read the chapters. It'll give you some insight as to what's going on with that. And then our paper this week, again, which works nicely coming off the election here, I ask you to read Federalist 68, in which Hamilton talks about the method of electing a president. And then I ask you to read Jefferson's first inaugural. And that's kind of interesting because we don't have access to President Biden's inauguration, which will be coming up. But it'll be interesting because when you read Jefferson's, kind of keep that in mind when you hear the President Biden's in this upcoming January, because Jefferson was just coming off a wildly controversial and nasty election in 1800, right? So the great line that he uses, and I think you'll probably hear President Biden use too, is along of unifying, right? Jefferson says we're all Democrats, we're all Republicans, we're all in this together kind of thing. And it's important, I think, for presidents to do, coming off contentious and nasty elections. And that's what the election of 1800 was. It was very brutal. It was just a difficult election, very emotional, very divisive. Okay, so the paper this week then asks you to look at 68 and read 68 and look at what Hamilton's talking about, why this is the method, electoral college is the method for electing a president, how it will give us the best president. Then look at Jefferson's inaugural address, and then I ask you to look at that and go look at the reasoning that Hamilton gave. Does Jefferson's speech kind of support that reasoning or not? Okay, and again, in the papers, you need to make reference to both documents. Okay, sometimes when we write these kind of papers, people just want to focus on one document and just make allusions to the other. No, you need to show me that you've read both documents. In 68, it says this. Here's what's going on in this. In Jefferson's inaugural, it says this. Here's what's going on in this. Okay, so you're going to look at the reasoning that Hamilton offers in 68 for the mode or method of electing the president. And then you're going to look at Jefferson's inaugural address and say, okay, after reading that, does that support that notion, the reasoning that Hamilton gave as to how this is the way we should elect the president and why this is the best way? Okay, so those are the things we have as we come up to that halfway point here already in the class, right? So we've got a midterm exam. We've got our discussion on the role of the media and the role the media plays in impacting how a president can and cannot make policy, or what types of policy the president can make. And then we have the paper, Federalist 68, Jefferson's inaugural, looking at the mode of electing the president and whether that is the best way, or does Jefferson's speech kind of offer another thinking on that. Okay? As always, never hesitate to contact me. I apologize. I know we had some issues with some tech stuff before. Hopefully we'll get this worked out in the future, okay? All right, you guys have a good weekend. As I said, if anything comes up that you need, never hesitate to contact me. We'll work you through this stuff, okay? All right, have a good week. Bye now.